Noah sat on the small stool under the eaves of the porch, thumbing a message to Caleb. He asked when he was coming back. About 15 minutes passed before his phone buzzed with a reply. Soon it read, Caleb told him to be good and wait for him there. Noah wondered what could possibly be so important that he had to rush back like that. Another 15 minutes crawled by after he sent that question. The screen lit up again with just a few words, explaining it was just some family stuff. It was always the same vague answer. Caleb always used that line. Noah tried to reassure himself. They hadn't been together that long. Maybe they hadn't reached the point of complete openness yet. Or perhaps it was a private family matter, something Caleb was reluctant to share with an outsider. He typed out a reply, telling Caleb to hurry back as soon as he was done. This time, the response was immediate. Okay. Noah stared at the two formal-sounding letters on the screen, a strange feeling prickling at him. A flat voice cut through his thoughts, telling him to go feed the chickens and stop slacking off. He looked up to see Liam standing over him, an expression of clear disapproval on his face. Noah quickly agreed, grabbing the small basin of chicken feed beside him and hurrying toward the coop. This was a serene, rustic town nestled in the Smoky Mountains, a place where Noah had come with his boyfriend, Caleb, to escape the summer heat. They were staying at the old family cabin of Caleb's childhood best friend, Liam. Noah had fallen for the place instantly, constantly dragging Caleb to catch crawfish in the creek or pick wild berries on the mountainside. Caleb had indulged him, with Liam acting as their quiet, reluctant guide on their daily adventures. But their idyllic retreat was cut short. Before Noah had his fill of the place, Caleb had to leave, booking a flight home for some sudden, unspecified business. He promised he would sort things out quickly and return. A week had now passed, and there was still no sign of him. The day after Caleb left, a torrential downpour began, a relentless storm that had lasted the entire week. News reports spoke of mudslides on the outer roads. It was from that day on that Liam's behavior toward Noah shifted, becoming openly hostile. Caleb had warned him beforehand that Liam was a man of few words and that Noah shouldn't take it personally. He had been prepared for that. And for the first few days when the three of them were together, Liam hadn't seemed much different from Caleb's other friends, just quieter. That was likely for Caleb's sake. But once Caleb was gone, the pretense dropped entirely. His previously blank expression morphed into one of constant irritation. His civil tone became clipped and cold. He refused to eat meals with Noah and would retreat to his room at night without a word. He also assigned Noah chores, making him responsible for feeding the chickens and ducks each day. He had stated bluntly that if the animals weren't fed, Noah wouldn't eat, because this house didn't shelter freeloaders. As a guest, Noah felt he couldn't object. While feeding the chickens, he concluded that Liam must just be deeply homophobic. He'd first suspected it on his second night there. After showering, he had put his clothes in the washing machine, intending to run a load after everyone else was done. But when Liam emerged from the bathroom and saw Noah's clothes inside, his face had contorted with revulsion. He had demanded to know if Noah could wash his things separately. When Noah asked why, Liam's brow furrowed even deeper, his entire posture screaming avoidance. The realization dawned on Noah quickly. It wasn't the first time he'd encountered such a reaction over the years. He understood. From that day forward, his laundry was never mixed with theirs. Beyond that, Liam couldn't stand it when Noah got emotional. Despite being a man, Noah had always been prone to tears, crying easily at the slightest provocation. The first time Liam saw it happen was when a thorn on a blackberry bush had pricked his hand on the mountain. Noah knew it was nothing, just a scratch, but he couldn't help his eyes welling up. As Caleb was comforting him, Liam had let out a sharp sigh of disgust. Noah glanced over and saw the sheer impatience etched on his face. The heavy rain continued to fall. Huddled under an umbrella, Noah made his way to the coop to feed the chickens. After a week, the flock recognized his routine. They swarmed him as soon as he appeared, knowing food was coming. He told them to eat up and grow big as he scattered the feed. A chorus of clucking filled the air. So he could eat them later, he thought silently. The clucking continued. After filling the troughs, he watched them for a moment before heading back. The coop was close to the main cabin, less than a minute's walk. He had just opened his umbrella and taken a few steps when his phone vibrated in his pocket. Shifting the empty feed basin to his other arm, he pulled out the phone and saw a new message notification. He unlocked the screen while walking, seeing it was from a group chat. A friend of Caleb's had added him to it during an outing once. He had never spoken in it, and he doubted Caleb even knew he was a member. He tapped it open, curious about what they were discussing. In an instant, the content on the screen rooted him to the spot. A few seconds later, the umbrella slipped from his grasp, and the basin clattered to the muddy ground. A photo of Caleb, with his arm wrapped tightly around another man Noah didn't recognize, stared back at him from the screen. Below it, a message congratulated Caleb on finally getting his lifelong crush. Noah stared at the image, reading the caption over and over, his mind frantically searching for the possibility that it was some cruel April Fool's joke. But it was the height of a sweltering summer. The chat exploded with activity. "Congratulations, Caleb. After all these years of pining, you finally did it. You made us proud, man. When's the wedding?" The messages were celebratory, a collective agreement to ignore the fact that Caleb already had a boyfriend. There was an unspoken consensus that this other man was the one he was always meant to be with. A roaring filled Noah's ears. He could no longer feel the cold rain plastering his hair and clothes to his skin. Messages continued to flash across the screen like a ticker tape, but the words were a blur. His damnable tendency to cry betrayed him, and within a minute of seeing the photo, tears were streaming down his face, hot and uncontrollable. As he stood there, paralyzed with shock, the phone was suddenly plucked from his hand. He looked up numbly to see Liam picking up the fallen umbrella and holding it over his head. Liam's expression was as stern as ever, his brow slightly furrowed, but he reached out and wiped away the tears that were mingling with the rain on Noah's cheeks. His voice was still rough when he told him it was time to go back. Inside the cabin, Liam instructed him to go change his clothes. Noah nodded mechanically and walked toward the bedroom. The moment the door clicked shut, the tears he had suppressed in Liam's presence burst forth anew. Even without his phone, he could imagine the lively chatter continuing in that group. Perhaps Caleb himself had joined in, laughing and exchanging happy, bashful remarks. Or maybe the person who had added him to the group had realized his presence and had already quietly removed him. Whatever the case, the truth was painfully clear. He had been nothing more than a diversion for Caleb, a placeholder while he waited for the one he truly wanted. Though Noah was not one to cling, the thought that the love he had given so genuinely had ended this way left him feeling hollowed out and deeply hurt. As he sobbed, the bedroom door was thrown open. Liam strode in, his face set in a scowl that suggested the whole world owed him money. Noah hastily wiped his face, trying to stammer out an explanation. Before he could, Liam closed the distance between them in 2 long strides, grabbing his arm with one hand and peeling off his wet shirt with the other. Noah's protest was cut short. In a blur of motion, he was stripped bare. He cried out, asking what he was doing. Even though they were both men, they were practically strangers, and this one supposedly hated gay people. Noah could not bring himself to stand naked in front of him. He spun around, presenting his back, but then remembered his rear was also exposed and tried clumsily to cover himself with his hands. It was useless. In a panic, his eyes darted around the room and landed on the long curtains that pooled on the floor. He scrambled for them like a lifeline, hiding himself behind the heavy fabric. He guessed he must have looked pathetic, because when he peeked his head out, he thought he saw the corner of Liam's mouth twitch into a faint smirk. It vanished the moment their eyes met. Liam ordered him to come out, his voice like that of a strict parent. Noah refused, his voice trembling. Liam's patience wore thin. He pointed out that while it was summer, the mountain rain was colder than in the city. Noah pleaded for him to leave, promising he would get dressed on his own. Liam scoffed at the idea, asking if he was supposed to leave so Noah could just stand there whimpering by himself. Who was whimpering? Noah wanted to argue, but he couldn't deny the truth in the statement, even if he disagreed with the choice of words. Seeing Noah wouldn't move, Liam turned, pulled some dry clothes from the wardrobe, and walked back toward the curtains. He held them out, telling Noah to put them on while he watched. Noah took the clothes, insisting he could do it himself and that Liam didn't need to trouble himself. But Liam was firm, stating that he would stay and watch him dress. Noah was exasperated, asking how he could possibly change with him watching. Liam seemed even more so, retorting that Noah was already hidden, so what was the problem? It was different, Noah insisted, begging him to just go outside. They were at an impasse. Noah was adamant that he leave, and Liam was equally convinced that Noah wouldn't take care of himself, so he refused to go. Finally, Liam's patience snapped. He questioned what the difference was, asking if Caleb was allowed to see him, but he wasn't. The mention of Caleb, after their brief standoff had momentarily distracted him, sent a fresh wave of pain through Noah. His breath hitched. He asked why Liam had to bring him up, his voice choking again. But remembering how much Liam despised his tears, he quickly rubbed his eyes and began to dress behind the curtain. The atmosphere in the room grew heavy with silence. Once dressed, they sat in separate rooms, Noah in the bedroom and Liam in the living room, without exchanging a word. After a long while, Noah got up, pulled his suitcase from the closet, and began to pack. Hearing the noise, Liam came in and asked what he was doing. Noah replied that he was packing his things. Liam asked if he was leaving. Noah paused, then confirmed that under the circumstances, it wouldn't be right for him to impose any longer. Liam pointed out the reality of the situation. The rain was still coming down hard, roads were washed out everywhere, and news reports were advising all residents to stay indoors due to severe landslides. He asked how exactly Noah planned on leaving. The words stopped Noah cold. He was right. After a moment, Noah murmured that it still didn't feel right for him to stay. Liam challenged that, asking what wasn't right. Had he been deprived of food or shelter? No, Noah admitted, but he felt useless here and thought it was better if... Liam cut him off, questioning who said he was useless. Had he fed the chickens and ducks for the day? Had he shelled the beans in the kitchen or hung up the laundry from the machine? Noah opened his mouth but found nothing to say. From that day on, his duties expanded beyond animal care. He was now responsible for prepping vegetables, washing dishes, doing laundry, and mopping the floors. Any visible chore became his responsibility, and even some invisible ones. Liam once made him take a breadcrumb that was too large for the ants to carry and slice it into smaller pieces. When Noah asked why, Liam explained that they couldn't move it, so he had to help. He pointed out the poor ants had nothing to eat in the storm and asked if Noah wasn't worried. Noah stared at him, speechless, then grimly took the small knife Liam offered and went to the line of ants by the wall. Liam supervised from behind, instructing him to cut it fine but not too fine because then they would have to make too many trips, which would tire them out. He then told Noah to watch them until they carried it all back to their nest, and then take more bread from the table and leave it by their entrance. The rain was gonna last for days, he said, and they needed to stock up. For a full week, Liam invented a series of such tedious, nonsensical tasks to keep him busy. A week later, the rain began to subside. Their next-door neighbor, Jake, came over, excited about a new creek he'd found that was teeming with fish and crawfish. He asked if they wanted to go. When Noah first arrived, he had been thrilled by such activities. But now the thought of catching crawfish only brought back memories of being there with Caleb. Liam agreed, saying it would be good to get some fresh air after being cooped up for 2 weeks. Noah tried to decline, but Liam just repeated his mantra that this house didn't shelter the idle. Reluctantly, Noah changed clothes and followed them. Jake was right. It was a perfect hidden spot. The water was surprisingly clear despite the recent storms, and the surrounding woods were a lush, vibrant green. The air itself felt clean and crisp. They spent half the afternoon in the creek until their bucket was nearly overflowing. Liam suggested they head back. Noah and Jake agreed and started for the bank. But on the last step out of the water, Noah misjudged his footing, planting his foot directly on a moss-covered rock. He went down with a splash, right back into the creek. Liam rushed over instantly, asking what happened as he hauled Noah out of the water. The fall had been hard, and Noah's body immediately reacted. He leaned on Liam for support, his eyes blurry with tears as he mumbled that it really hurt. Liam carried him back to the cabin. Lying on the bed in the guest room, Noah once again found himself being stripped by Liam, this time down to his last pair of underwear, which he had fiercely defended. Liam knelt on the bed beside his thigh, telling him not to move and to speak up if anything hurt. Noah nodded and hummed in agreement. A faint stinging sensation followed, and he flinched. Liam paused, asking if it hurt. Noah said it was fine. Despite his answer, Liam's movements became much gentler. Noah then felt a cool breeze against his leg. Liam was blowing on the scrape as he applied ointment. He hadn't broken any bones, but he had several cuts and bruises. After treating his thigh, Liam moved on to his forearm and back, and finally his chest. The proximity was awkward, so Noah sat up quickly, saying he could do it himself. But Liam evaded his outstretched hand. His voice was stern as he ordered Noah to sit still, and there was a quality to it that made it impossible to disobey. Defeated, Noah sat back and let him continue. Perhaps because Liam was slightly nearsighted, he leaned in very close to clean the wound. Noah looked down and saw the top of Liam's head buried against his chest. He urged him on, asking if he was almost done. The close contact was unsettling for him. Liam didn't answer. After another moment of tense silence, Noah asked again if he was finished. This time, Liam finally replied, his voice uncharacteristically hoarse as he said yes. As a result of his injury, Noah was finally excused from all chores. He no longer had to feed the chickens, help the ants, or count the plums on the tree in the front yard to see if any were missing. Liam forbade him from doing anything, even bringing his meals to him. He spent the next 2 weeks being cared for like this, until his scrapes had scabbed over and healed. Jake was relieved to see him recovered. He felt responsible for the accident, convinced that Noah wouldn't have fallen if he hadn't insisted they go to the creek. Noah had told him multiple times it wasn't his fault, but Jake was stubborn. To show his remorse, he cooked a huge dinner at his place. He apologized again, promising to take Noah to an even better spot once the weather was fully clear. Jake then poured them each a glass of whiskey, explaining that besides apologizing, he had a favor to ask Liam. A few of his friends were in a village further down the valley, and their homes weren't safe with the risk of more landslides. They were planning to come stay with him for a few days. The problem was Jake's place was small. He proposed they split into two groups, with one group sleeping at his house and the other, including himself, crashing on the floor at Liam's. Liam's cabin had 3 bedrooms. One for Noah, one for Liam, and one that belonged to his grandmother, who was currently visiting her sister. It didn't feel right to use the old woman's room. Liam waved a hand dismissively, telling Jake he could take his room and that he would just stay with Noah. He then turned to Noah, asking if that was okay. As a guest himself, Noah felt he had no right to object, so he quickly said it was fine. Jake was thrilled, pouring more drinks and praising Liam's generosity. Jake's friends arrived that afternoon and divided themselves between the two houses. That night, after they had both washed up and were lying in bed, a heavy silence hung between Noah and Liam. Other than with Caleb, Noah had never shared a bed with another man. He lay with his eyes wide open, counting sheep up to 2,583, but sleep was nowhere in sight. A voice cut through the darkness. Liam asked if he couldn't sleep. Noah answered nervously that he was fine. A half-minute of silence passed. Then Liam began to get up, saying he would sleep on the floor. Noah quickly reached out and stopped him, insisting he wasn't that delicate. He was just not used to it yet, he explained, and he would be fine in a little while. Liam relented and lay back down. After a few moments, Liam asked if he liked it here. Noah said he loved it. He spoke of the beautiful scenery, the clean streets, the clear river water when it wasn't raining, the big fish, and the lush, green trees that made him feel good just looking at them. Liam made a barely audible sound of agreement. Noah then asked if he came back often. Liam explained he hadn't for a while. He'd been busy with university abroad for the past few years, but had decided to come home for the summer. Noah asked more about his school and what it was like there, and Liam, in turn, asked questions about him. They talked for a long time, until Noah was on the verge of drifting off. In a state between waking and sleep, he heard Liam ask why he cried so easily. He mumbled a reply about a condition he'd had since he was a kid, something he couldn't control. There was a long pause. Just as he was about to fall completely asleep, he thought he heard a voice whisper that it made him want to be the one to make him cry. The next morning, Noah wasn't sure if Liam had actually said those words or if he had dreamed them. The doubt lingered, but he tried to convince himself he had misheard. Jake's friends were easygoing, and everyone quickly became close. Stuck indoors because of the weather, they all gathered at Liam's to watch movies and play video games, then cook massive meals together. Every day was a whirlwind of activity that left them exhausted. A week later, Jake suggested a barbecue. Everyone pitched in, creating a lavish feast that lasted until nearly midnight. Jake glanced at the clock and announced that the town was scheduled for a water and power outage soon. He suggested they wash up in pairs to save time. Everyone agreed. Noah and Liam were paired together, last in line. With 5 minutes to go before the outage, they went into the bathroom together. Liam told him they had to be quick as he pulled off his t-shirt in one smooth motion, showing none of the hesitance of a supposed homophobe. In the dim bathroom light, his toned abdomen was clearly visible, his sweatpants hanging low on his narrow hips. Noah stammered his agreement and quickly turned his back, slowly starting to undress. He hadn't even finished taking off his shirt when a stream of water hit him. Liam pulled him under the shower head, saying they should just wash together since they were out of time. They stood in the cramped space under the spray. Liam was taller, and his warm breath fanned across Noah's neck. They both rushed, just trying to rinse off. But just as Liam reached to turn off the faucet, The bathroom light flickered and died, plunging the small room into total darkness. Liam grabbed Noah's arm, telling him to be careful. Noah agreed, reaching out for a towel. But the bathroom was small and dark, and after showering so close together, he bumped into something solid. He reached out a hand to steady himself and realized it was Liam. His hand landed right on his waist. He apologized quickly and tried to step back, but he stumbled over something behind him and lost his footing. Just as he was about to fall, a strong arm snaked around his waist, pulling him into a firm embrace. Noah quickly thanked him. Liam said nothing. Noah then told him he could let go. The arms around him didn't move. This was wrong. He was supposed to be straight, a homophobic straight man. This was not how he should be reacting. Noah tested the silence, saying his name. Liam finally spoke, his voice raspy. He asked Noah if he still liked Caleb. Noah was stunned for a moment, then shook his head. Realizing Liam couldn't see the gesture in the dark, he said no. He didn't like him anymore. Then, like me, Liam said. Before Noah could process the question, he was pushed forcefully against the wall. Liam's voice was a low growl in his ear. Don't like anyone else, Noah. Just like me. Noah started to ask if he wasn't homophobic, but Liam cut him off. His words came out in a rush. He couldn't stand his clothes being washed with another man's. He couldn't stand seeing him cry in front of another man. He couldn't stand him sleeping with someone else. Noah listened to the possessive confession, his mind a complete blank. After a long moment, he finally managed to ask why, if Liam hated gay people. The question seemed to catch Liam off guard. He paused, then, as if angered by the accusation, leaned in closer, his body pressing against Noah's in a way that was anything but platonic. You think I'm homophobic? He murmured. Noah didn't know how to respond to Liam's confession. That night, he slept fitfully on the very edge of the bed. For the next 4 or 5 days, he avoided Liam, using Jake's friends as an excuse to spend all his time at the neighbor's house, eating all 3 meals there. He would only return late at night when he was sure Liam was already asleep. On the 5th day, Jake's friends were preparing to leave and decided to pull an all-nighter. Noah stayed with them as usual, then deliberately lingered in the bathroom to make extra sure Liam was sound asleep before he went to bed. But as soon as he lay down, a voice spoke from beside him. You've been avoiding me for days. Have you thought it over? Noah feigned ignorance, keeping his back to Liam. But Liam was persistent. He reached over, turned Noah onto his back, and then shifted, looming over him. Give me a chance, Noah. Please. It was midsummer, and the sound of cicadas and crickets filled the night air. In the faint moonlight filtering through the window, Noah could see Liam gazing down at him intently. His sharply defined features seemed incredibly intense, almost overwhelming from this proximity. He turned his face away, unable to meet his gaze, and asked what Liam had to offer. Liam asked what he meant. He took Noah's chin, gently but firmly turning his face back to force their eyes to meet. Noah gave a vague answer, a lot of things. Liam looked at him for a long moment, then spoke, his words deliberate and clear. Except in bed, I'll never make you cry again. Before Noah could curse at him, a scorching kiss fell on his lips. Liam kissed like a seasoned expert, parting his teeth and stealing his breath. When he finally managed to push him away, Noah gasped out a condition. 2 weeks. Just until the break was over. Then they would break up. In the darkness, Liam stared at him for a long time before finally saying, Okay. The next morning, Noah was woken by Liam's kisses. He groaned and tried to roll over, wanting more sleep. Liam murmured that he had made breakfast. Noah said he just wanted to sleep a little longer. Liam didn't argue. He simply lay down beside him, wrapped an arm around him, and began kissing the back of his neck. His movements were light, teasing, and ticklish. Noah pushed at him, asking if he was doing this on purpose. Liam didn't respond, instead moving to gently nibble on his earlobe. Finally, to escape the playful torment, Noah gave in and sat up. After using the bathroom, he started brushing his teeth, and Liam became clingy again. He came up from behind, hugging him and resting his chin on his shoulder. Noah remarked on how needy he was being. Liam disagreed, saying he wasn't needy, just needy for him. Noah chuckled but didn't push him away. When he spat out the last of the toothpaste, Liam turned his face and kissed him again, deeply. Liam's kisses could be demanding and fierce, but at other times, they were incredibly tender. Noah found himself turning to wrap his arms around him, and in the next moment, Liam lifted him up and set him on the bathroom counter. He pressed his lips against Noah's and whispered for him to call his name. But before Noah could speak, Liam's mouth covered his again. A few days later, the rain that had defined the summer finally stopped. The sun came out, but the late August air remained pleasantly cool. Liam mentioned that fresh mushrooms would be sprouting on the mountain after the rain and took him to pick some. As they walked up the path, surrounded by vast stretches of forest, it felt like something out of a fairy tale. Noah commented suddenly that it was a great spot for a hookup. The words startled Liam so much that he nearly slipped. He turned, his eyes dark and intense as he looked at Noah. Noah just shrugged innocently, saying it was true. A muscle in Liam's jaw twitched with irritation, and he turned and strode ahead. His legs were long, and Noah quickly fell behind. He decided to just find a large rock and sit down. From his vantage point, the view of the valley below was breathtaking. As he was enjoying the scenery, Liam, who had already gone some distance, came rushing back. He leaned over Noah, his arms braced on either side of him, trapping him in a half-embrace. His voice was husky as he asked if Noah was trying to seduce him. Noah met his gaze and said yes, and he asked if it was working. For a second, Liam's breath hitched. Then, an all-consuming kiss crashed down on him. A short while later, Noah began to regret his decision, calling him a bastard. Liam just bit his earlobe gently and whispered that he had promised he would make him cry. If their story were a book, the events of the next few days could only be published in a special section. Liam was relentless, a wild and shameless lover who kept Noah in bed almost constantly. He was in his arms when Caleb's call came. The voice on the other end was cheerful, as if nothing had happened. Caleb asked where he was. Noah, trying to even out his breathing, replied that he was at Liam's place. Caleb said that was good. He then launched into a long apology, explaining how busy he'd been with family matters and how he hadn't had a moment to spare. Noah listened. Caleb then said he would come pick him up, since the semester was about to start. Noah told him not to bother. There was a pause on the line. Then Caleb asked what he was doing. Noah looked at the head of dark hair nestled against his chest and forced out a few words. Feeding the dog. Caleb was confused, asking what dog, since Liam didn't have one. Before Noah could say more, Liam snatched the phone from his hand and ended the call. He leaned in and asked, "I'm your dog?" Noah glared at him, retorting that he was a dog who only knew how to bite. Caleb's call was a signal that the summer, and his 2-week deadline with Liam, was coming to an end. On their last night, Liam sat on the bed and watched him pack, opening his mouth to speak several times but saying nothing. Noah zipped up his suitcase and turned to him, thanking him for everything. Liam stood up, his expression grim. Before he could speak, Noah cut him off, pleading with him not to say what he was thinking. Liam's gaze was dark and shadowed as he looked down at him. Noah stepped forward and wrapped his arms around him. "Let's do it one last time," he said. "Starting tomorrow, no more contact." Noah went straight back to campus from Liam's. He didn't let him drive him, instead taking a bus to the airport. He also had Liam mail Caleb's things directly to him. As promised, since he left, there had been no messages from Liam. After 2 days in his dorm, Caleb showed up. He brought a large bag of gifts as an apology and repeated his story about how much he'd had to do for his family. Noah looked at the man spewing lies in front of him and wondered how he had ever been so blind. He gave a cold laugh and asked if his family business involved having his arms around someone else at parties. He held up his phone, displaying the picture. He asked Caleb if he thought he was just a game. Caleb stared at the photo, speechless for a full 30 seconds before he finally spoke. He claimed it was nothing, just a good friend, and that people were just joking around. He insisted he already had Noah, so how could he be with someone else? He asked if Noah was angry because they were standing too close, promising it wouldn't happen again. Noah had never witnessed such shamelessness. If one of Caleb's more decent friends hadn't messaged him to warn him that Caleb's lifelong crush had rejected him again, and he was probably coming back to Noah, he might have believed a fraction of it. He told Caleb to just consider it him cheating then. Caleb was stunned. Noah looked him straight in the eye and said that he and Liam had slept together. The words hung in the air. He added that Liam was much better than him. He told Caleb that despite his tendency to cry over anything, Caleb had never once managed to make him cry. A moment later, a furious curse from Caleb echoed through the building. Noah stared at his chat window with Liam, debating whether he should apologize. After a full day of indecision, he finally sent a message. "I'm sorry, he knows about us." Liam's reply was almost instantaneous. "It doesn't matter. I don't mind. You can say whatever you want." Noah looked at the words, unsure how to respond. A moment later, a third message appeared. "How have you been?" He looked at it for a long time but never replied. He thought that would be the end of his interactions with Caleb, since they were in different departments and different years. But a week later, an anonymous post appeared on a campus gossip forum. It talked about a junior in the journalism department who was promiscuous and insatiable. Though it didn't name him, the details all pointed directly at Noah. Soon, people started pointing and whispering when he walked by. He would hear hushed conversations from nearby tables when he ate in the cafeteria. A few days later, he was even called into his academic advisor's office for a talk. The advisor told him that while the university respected students' personal lives, he needed to be more careful. Noah insisted that it wasn't true, that the post was slander. The advisor looked at him and said he hoped so, but added that he should still be mindful. Noah knew he wasn't believed. The only person who could have done this was Caleb. He knew it with absolute certainty. He tried to call him to demand he delete the post and issue a clarification, only to find he'd been blocked. He went to Caleb's dorm, but his roommate said he'd been staying off campus lately. The situation escalated, with students from neighboring universities even coming to ask about the rumors. A few days later, he began receiving explicit photos from unknown numbers, always accompanied by vulgar, suggestive messages. He was so disturbed that he had to disable his text messaging function entirely. A week later, however, the tide turned. Early one morning, a new post shot to the top of the forum, featuring an audio recording. Two voices were clear. The first, Liam's, asked if the other had made the anonymous post slandering Noah. The second voice, Caleb's, arrogantly replied, "So what if I did? Who's going to know? What can you do to me?" With that recording, the campus sentiment shifted in an instant. Comments flooded in. I knew Noah wasn't that kind of person. I told you guys so, but you didn't believe me. The person who started the rumor should be expelled. There were many such comments, none of which had appeared when he was the one being slandered. Noah gave a weary, bittersweet smile and called the police. Took another half a week to handle everything. When he logged back onto the campus forum, the top post was something new. He clicked on it out of boredom and was surprised to see that people were now obsessing over the voice of the person who had exposed Caleb in the recording. Who was that? His voice is amazing. If a voice like that woke me up, I'd get up for a 6 a.m. class, not just an 8 a.m. Oh my God. I could get off just listening to that voice. He scrolled through a few more comments before exiting the forum and opening his chat with Liam on WeChat. He typed and deleted several messages before giving up. He went out to the balcony and dialed Liam's number directly. Noah. Liam's deep, steady voice came through the phone. Noah asked if he wasn't in class. It should have been daytime where he was, given the time difference. Liam paused for a second before saying no. An awkward silence fell between them, lasting for nearly a minute, with only the sound of their breathing. Finally, Noah broke it. Liam, he said, some people are saying that just listening to your voice is enough to. A low chuckle came from the other end. Wanna try? Noah looked up at the sky and smiled. Okay. They both laughed. He asked Liam how he had been, and Liam answered all his questions. They talked for nearly half an hour. As Noah was recounting recent events at school, Liam suddenly interrupted him. He asked Noah to promise him something. He wanted Noah to be with him. Not for 2 weeks, not for a month, but for the rest of his life. Noah's heart hammered in his chest, but he still responded with a flippant question, asking what would happen if he said no. Liam's reply was stark. Then tomorrow's news would feature a story about a man kidnapping a male university student. Noah still didn't quite grasp his meaning and laughed, challenging him. Liam's next words came after a short, heavy pause. Noah, come down. I'm outside your dorm. Noah flew down the stairs. In the distance, he saw a black car parked by the entrance, with Liam leaning against it. When Liam saw him, he pushed off the car and strode toward him. As Noah ran the last few feet, Liam pulled him into a crushing hug. Baby, he murmured, holding him tight. Promise me, please. Noah asked why he was still here, why he hadn't gone back to the US. Liam's answer was simple. He couldn't bear to leave him. Noah opened his mouth, but no words came out. He just hugged him tighter. After a long moment, Liam let go, led him to the car and started the engine. Noah asked where they were going. Liam just looked at him and asked, "Where do you think?" At the hotel entrance, Liam pressed him against the wall, kissing him until he was breathless. But even then, he seemed to have no intention of taking it further. Noah, frustrated, pushed at him. Liam held his hands firmly, pinning him to the door. "Promise me first," he insisted. "Noah, be with me. Promise me." Noah almost laughed in exasperation. He kicked him lightly. "Are you stupid? If I wasn't going to be with you, why would I have come here?" Liam was resolute. "No, I need to hear you say it." Noah looked at his stubborn, serious face and finally gave in. Fine. We're together. From now on, I'm with you." The tension in Liam's face instantly dissolved. He let out a sigh as if he'd just been granted a royal decree, and then his lips were on his again. In the faint light of dawn, Noah rolled over and saw Liam watching him, his eyes wide open. He asked if he wasn't tired. Liam said he wasn't. When Noah asked what he was thinking about, Liam replied, "Nothing. He took Noah's hand and kissed it. "I'm just too happy." He confessed that he had liked Noah from the very first moment he saw him, but back then Noah only had eyes for Caleb. Noah smiled, saying that back then he had thought Liam hated him because he was always so stern. Liam admitted that if he hadn't been, he was afraid he wouldn't have been able to stop himself from stealing Noah away right then and there. Noah thought back to his arrival at the cabin. Looking back, all the signs were there. Liam had always been thoughtful. When Noah mentioned wanting to pick berries, Liam suggested they all go. When he wanted to catch crawfish, Liam was the one who went to borrow the gear from a neighbor. Even when Noah casually mentioned liking a certain dish, it would appear on the dinner table the next day. And when he'd been cut by the thorn, it was Liam who found the antiseptic to clean his wound, while Caleb, his supposed boyfriend, was already lying on the bed playing video games. Noah said he had one more year until graduation. Liam pulled him into his arms. "I'll come back as soon as you graduate," he promised. "Don't be scared. I'll check in with you every day. I'll always answer your calls and messages. Baby, trust me." He whispered the words he had said before. "I told you I won't make you cry." But hearing him say it now, Noah felt the familiar sting behind his eyes. Liam was just like his name suggested, a ray of warmth and light in a dark time. A light that had forced its way in with a fierce scowl and then stubbornly refused to leave. Noah knew that Liam understood that their 2-week arrangement had been a self-destructive act, born from his own fear and heartbreak. But Liam hadn't cared. And now, Noah was certain that Liam also knew that this moment, for both of them, was different. He buried his face in Liam's chest, his voice muffled. "You promised. You can't take it back." "Never," Liam swore, kissing him over and over, his voice a soft promise in his ear. "A good dog never lies." Noah laughed through his tears. He told him to remember to come back soon. "Okay," Liam said, his voice full of warmth.